Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to all. So today I'm going to talk about web scraping. Okay, this is for subject data mining. Uh, this is our lecturer, Prof. Dr. Teh Ying Wah. So today we are going to talk about web scraping. Milestone 1 is we need to do web scraping. This is the title of our project, Crude Oil, WTI and Brent Price Prediction. This is our team member, Muhammad Amirul bin Samsul Azhar, and me myself, Zaimi Azmin bin Zainal Abidin. So if you can see here, we have two type of crude oil that we need to do the scraping to get the data. First is WTI and the other one is Brent. So for me myself, I will do scraping for this Brent price. Okay, to start with the scraping, we need to identify which website that we want to scrape. Okay, if you can see here, this is the website that we have identified the data for crude oil Brent price in USD. So before we want to do any scraping, we need to see whether the data is good enough to do uh, the project, and then we can do the scraping. Okay, first thing first, we want to get the data uh, from a few years back until today. Okay, we choose the data here. You can see here, 1st of January 2006, meaning that we're going to scrape the data from 2006 until today, 13 March 2020. But it depends on what data that they provide here. Okay, after we have select, we need to press this button to show the price from 2006 until today. Okay, the page load, and then wait for a while. Yeah, so this is the price that we are going to scrap. Okay, so they have price from 2006 until 11 of March. You can see the last data that we have here is should be 2006. Okay, 3rd of January 2006. Okay, I think this data is good enough. So we will take this URL for our data scraping. Okay, to start the data scraping, I use Python. This is the IDE, PyCharm. Okay, before we start to do the scraping, we need to load all the package that we use to scrape the data. If you can see here, I'm using two type of package that is Beautiful Soup and also Selenium. Okay, Beautiful Soup is we use this one to scrape the data from the URL or data source into HTML type, object type of data that you can use for scrape. Okay, and then the Selenium we use for clicking, because just now if you can see, we need to click before we can get all this data. Okay, go up. Okay, we need to do the clicking here, and also we need to click the button before we can get all the price. Okay, this is just the two package that we use to do the scraping. Okay, after we have import all this package, uh, we put the URL of the page source here. And then this is the Selenium object that we use to open the browser that have this address. And then this is the selection being done. It will select the day, month, year, and also click the button to load the price. Okay, after we have loading all the we have load the table, we need to identify which HTML or which object that we want to uh, scrap. So to do this, we need to inspect this table. Okay. Okay, we try to find here historical price. Okay, this is the first block. Then we move next. Okay, this is the one that we are going to do the crawl, the scrap. Okay, you can see here, table responsive. Okay, the first is table row. Okay, this is the one that we need to scrap. This is the table header. Table, we have date, closing, price, open, daily high and daily low. This is where the attribute that we want to call from our Python to get all this data. Okay. Okay, we move next. Okay, this is where we call using Selenium to locate. This is where we need to wait for the browser for 5 seconds before we can do the scraping. Because if we didn't wait for the browser, then we cannot get the table. Okay, after the table being loaded, then this is the command to scroll the browser, and we use beautiful soap to get the HTML source from the page. We'll get the source and put into soap HTML. Okay. Okay, then after we get the HTML, we will open file name for the CSV file that we're going to write, and then we open the file name, and W is for write. The file are ready to be write. Okay, what we want to write for the first thing inside the CSV file is the table header. Okay, you can see here that I showed just now. This is the table header. This is the first thing that we need to write to the CSV file. Okay. We want to find the header row. We want to find the TR class header row. Okay. This is the header row, and this is the TH. This is the TR header row. This is the table header. Okay, we find TH, and then we will put into this list, and we assign our variable for each column header. Okay, my date, my closing price, open, daily high and daily low, and then we write into the file that we have opened just now. Okay, after we write the header, we move next. We need to find the table row and then the table definition to get all this data inside the column. Okay, we have thousands of row here that we want to call the data. Okay, you can see here I'm doing looping for tr in soap. Find all tr for row starting from row 2. Why I'm starting from row 2? It is because the first row is this table header, and then we have on top of here another tr that that is not, we are not using this column for this data, for this scraping. So that's why I'm using tr starting from tr2 there. Okay, from this tr2 I'm going to do this loop, and I will assign all this data that we get from the td table definition, and I'm putting into this variable. Okay, it's similar to the header, but for this table row we have a lot of row, thousands of row. Okay, and then we will write into this CSV file append after the table header, and then I will do the counting so that I can compare whether the data inside my CSV file is uh, similar to the data that is uh, inside the web page that we have to the scraping just now. And then after we have do all this looping and write into the CSV file, we need to close the data, and then we will print these total rows that have been write into this file. And the last thing, we need to close the browser. So that's all for the coding. So I will run this code. Actually, I've done a few code, but is this the final one that I can get the output from this coding? So I will run this code and show you how it's done. Okay, the browser will open automatically, and then it will choose the table from 2006 until today. Okay, the data has been loaded and the data has been crawled here. You can see we have total of 3,675 data here. Okay, we have put all this data into the CSV file. Okay, let's see here. This is the name of the CSV file. So we will open and compare the CSV file. Okay, you can see here, starting from 11 March until the end. 11 March until 2006. We have called the data. Yeah. Okay. So be a bit fast. I scroll just now. Okay. So the last date is 3rd of January 2006. We compare this data with the website just now. Okay, 11 March 2020 until the 3rd of January 2006. This is all the data that we have got. So I think that's all that I'm going to show you for this milestone. And this is the summary of the web scraping that I've done. This is steps that 1 until 9. So I think that's all from me for this milestone 1 web scraping. So until we meet again uh, for milestone 2. Thank you very much.